If you've been using array calculations in Excel for any period of time, you will know the frustration of the blank cell. When it calculates, it doesn't show as a blank cell. Instead, it displays 0, even though it's not 0. Well, in this video, we will see how we can fix that issue. So if you're ready, let's get started. On the left, we have the data that we are working with. It's a table called data. And you will notice that we have a number of blank cells within that table. Let's start by creating a simple formula. For this, we're going to use the sort function, and we want to sort on our data table. We'll then close our bracket and calculate. And that is our problem. We started off with blank cells, and now Excel displays zeros instead. Before we try to solve this problem, let's be clear about one thing. Excel has to display something. It can't return a blank cell because the cell isn't blank. It contains a value from the spiral range of the array. Therefore, the best we can do is to change the value returned so that it's no longer 0, but it returns something else. Your first instinct is probably to change zeros for empty text strings. So let's go and edit our formula. At the start, I will add the if function. And we want to check whether each cell within the result of our sort is equal to 0. If that's true, we want to return an empty text string, so that's 2 double quotes, or if it's false, we want to return the corresponding value from our sort function. Before we commit this, you will notice that we are repeating the sort function twice. Now in this scenario, our formula is small, so it's not a problem, but if our formula were bigger, it could mean duplicating quite a large and complex formula. So we're going to apply the let function to ensure we only calculate the sort function once. At the beginning of our formula, I will add the let function. Let allows us to allocate names to calculations and then use those names later on within the same formula. So the first name that we're going to create is array. For this, we want to use our sort function and we want to sort our data table. The next name we want to create is result, and this will be the calculation of our if statement. Now, rather than referring to the sort of the data, for each of those we can use array. So I will replace the first instance of our sort function and also the second instance of the sort function. We're now ready to return the result. So for the last argument of let, we declare what value we want to return, and we want to return our result name. We can then close that bracket. When we commit that formula, we see a different problem. Yes, we no longer have zeros in the region or size column, but the zeros in the value column, which were actually 0, have now been replaced with empty text strings. Here's the interesting thing. At what point does blank cease to be blank? At what point does blank change to 0? Well, actually, it occurs when the value is returned to the grid, which means throughout the calculation, it's still recognized as blank. Therefore, we can check if a value is blank at any point in the calculation. So let's go change our formula to check if the original cell is blank. We don't want to check whether the array equals 0. Instead, we want to use the ISBLANK function on the array. This means it will return a true or false for every cell in our array. When we calculate that, it now returns the results that we want. It displays empty cells in the region and size column and also retains the zeros in the value column. What started out as a reasonably simple formula, just being the sort of our data, has now become a much larger formula which we need to repeat every time we want to use this method. So what we're going to do is to make this easier to apply by creating a custom function. At the start of our formula, I will add the lambda function. That's the function that allows us to create custom functions. And we're going to pass in a single parameter, which is called array. Now the value that we want to return from our lambda function is only the if statement. So I can delete the section of code before the if and also the section afterwards. That has now created our lambda function. Let's go and test this out to make sure it works. After our function, I will add an opening bracket and we're going to apply the sort on our data table once more, and then we can close those brackets at the end. So that means we're going to pass in our sort function as the array into our lambda function. When that calculates, we still get the result that we want. So we're happy that our test has worked. Now let's go and add this function into the name manager. So I will copy all of the code, which is part of our lambda function, but not our test values. Then I'll go to formulas and define name. The name we're going to give to this function is keep blank. The scope will be for the workbook. We could add a comment. For the moment, we'll leave that blank. And then when we come to the refers to box, I'll press Ctrl V to paste in the code we previously copied. And when we click OK, that now creates our custom function. So let's test this out. In cell G4, I'll type equals sort and then select our data table. When that calculates, we see that we have zeros in our result. Let's edit our formula. At the start, we will add the keep blank function that we created a few moments ago. The only argument we need is an array, which we will get from our sort function. We can then close that bracket at the end and calculate. Perfect, we now get exactly the result that we want. So now, anytime that we want to return an empty text string instead of a 0, we can use the keep blank function around our array calculation. If you liked this video, then why not subscribe to our channel and get notifications? Then you won't miss any of our future videos. And once you've done that, we've got loads more videos on the channel for you to watch. So why not check out this one next? I think it's another one you'll really enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.